Should you do the Olympic lifts in your training? First and foremost, I don't really care. I don't care what you choose to do. As long as your program is oriented around principles based on your preferences and it's moving you in the direction of your goals, I think it's totally fine. I think a lot of people crap on the Olympic lifts because they seem like they're technically challenging to learn for people, and they basically think that you can get the same sort of stimuluses with jumps or med ball throws or some of these other movements. And there's nothing wrong with any of those movements. But I think there's a few things that really make the Olympic lifts and probably the clean really, really useful for a lot of people. The first is there's nothing like a power clean for developing rate of force than anything else, really. Because if you look at the rate of force development before compared to like a jump throw, and like this is some of Dan Cleather's work, or he showed the evidence for this, but it's 5 times higher rate of force development when you're doing a power clean compared to I think it was a med ball throw, right? So either way, you're trying to produce force a lot faster, and that's super powerful. The way I think about it is like, the kid that is going to be the good athlete is going to be the good athlete, right? You can throw any sort of training at them and they're going to figure it out. They're going to get better. And that's really powerful. It's good. But the utility of a lot of the stuff in the weight room is it brings up the people who would be otherwise not very great because they don't have the physical capacities or the physical qualities. It makes your lowest or your average performer a lot better. And the utility of like Olympic lifts is, yeah, throwing a 20-pound med ball, great activity, rotational power, whatever, right? But you take a kid from cleaning the barbell to cleaning 135 pounds to cleaning 175 pounds, both from a confidence standpoint, a skill acquisition standpoint, and then like a 20-pound med ball is a 20-pound med ball. 175 pounds on the bar when you're doing a clean is a much different and greater stimulus that I think provides a ton of cognitive benefit. You know, Eric Merritt talks about, he thinks the benefit of heavy loading for a lot of people is, you know, there is true physiology around it, but it also just gives people confidence that they can handle stuff. And I think that's really powerful. I think Olympic lifts, the use of these in training, develops skills that are really powerful from a upside perspective, meaning like the downside is they take a little bit longer to learn, and that's not really that much of a downside because you can get somebody cleaning decently pretty quickly. You can get somebody doing a snatch decently pretty quickly. The upside of these things is huge when people get good at them and they start to enjoy them, and the just stimulus is provided are huge and way different than a lot of the things that people compare them to. It doesn't mean that you shouldn't throw med balls. It doesn't mean that you shouldn't jump. You should definitely sprint. There's no arguing that sprinting is the most important factor when it comes to somebody getting good at sprinting. But to argue that these tools can be replaced, I think is silly. So that's all I got for today. Think about the Olympic lifts. Maybe incorporate them. Have fun. Peace.